The NBA All-Star Game is super close and I cannot wait. There's not much going on in the league right now. We're kind of at like a dry point in the league right before the All-Star Game. And in this video, I'm talking about the All-Star Weekend, more specifically, who got snubbed, aka players that should have gotten in the All-Star Game but didn't. There are tons of them this year and I just feel like the NBA really missed their mark on the All-Stars this year, so I'm going to be talking about that. Some of them just leave you extremely confused, just wondering what the NBA was doing when picking these players. Who are they? Stay tuned to find out. Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Story of Sam, back again with a brand new NBA video. As you heard, we were talking about the All-Star Game snubs. If you are brand new to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button because I upload NBA content just like this all year long, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. Drop a like on the video if your favorite NBA team is currently making the playoffs. I know mine is. Without further ado, let's start talking about these ridiculous All-Star snubs. Coming in at our first snub, we have Devin Booker, probably the most prominent snub. Almost everyone in the whole NBA community knows that Devin Booker is a snub. He's putting up crazy numbers this season. He's doing very well for the Phoenix Suns. The Suns had a great start to the season, but they did end up falling off a little bit, and they are not what they were at the beginning of the year. But nonetheless, Devin Booker is putting up 27 points a game. That's around top of the NBA in scoring, and he's a pure bucket. He is also more than just a scorer. He puts up 6.5 assists and 4 rebounds per game on 51% from the field, 36% from deep, and 92% from the free throw line, which is absolutely insane. 92% from the stripe has to be around the top 3 in the NBA, and 51% shooting from the field for a guard who shoots a lot of threes per game is amazing. One of the common criticisms of Booker is that he plays no defense, which I mean technically isn't wrong, but that shouldn't really matter in my opinion because Trae Young is probably a worse defender, but he's an all-star starter playing on the Atlanta Hawks, one of the worst teams in the league. So saying that defense really matters to the All-Star Game, I don't really think so, because if any of you have ever watched the All-Star Game, you know that there's absolutely no defense in that game. The fans of the NBA do vote for the starters and the coaches vote for the reserves, but I still think that Devin Booker should have gotten in. There's no consistency on what an All-Star is. Chris Paul got in over Devin Booker. Devin Booker and Chris Paul have almost identical rebounds and assists. Devin Booker shoots the 3-ball better. Devin Booker averages 10 more points a game. The only thing that CP3 has is more name recognition, and just because he's been in the game years prior. Chris Paul is very good, don't get me wrong. I just think that Devin Booker is an overall great player, and if the Suns offered Devin Booker for Chris Paul in a trade straight up, I think the Thunder would take that automatically. That's why Devin Booker is our first snub of the video. Moving on to our second snub, it goes to KarlAnthony Towns. Him along with Devin Booker is also averaging 27 points, and in my opinion, he has established himself as a top 3 center in the NBA. Joel Embiid, Jokic, and KarlAnthony Towns, not including AD as a center. This one confuses me because he was an all-star 2 years in a row, and in my opinion, he continues ascending and is getting better. But KarlAnthony Towns is being punished because he's on the bad team, which is the Timberwolves. But yet again, if they don't reward good numbers on bad teams, why is Brandon Ingram an all-star? Why is Trae Young an all-star starter? In my opinion, the all-stars have turned into like a mini most improved player award. Brandon Ingram improved a lot this season and he got in because of it. A guy like Domantas Sabonis and Bam Adebayo maybe, they're really good players, don't get me wrong, but they have had a major jump, and I think that really fogs people's vision on who an all-star really is, because if you look at it, Bam Adebayo really shouldn't be an all-star in my opinion. Also, Rudy Gobert is an all-star, and this one shocks me even more than Bam Adebayo. Rudy Gobert, in my opinion, did not improve this season at all. I think he got a little bit worse stats-wise, and he has not been an all-star at any years prior. But the Jazz are a very good team this season, and he gets the all-star selection. In my opinion, Gobert had no improvement. He is averaging a lot less blocks per game, and I can almost guarantee you that he's not going to win Defensive Player of the Year. I think Ben Simmons and Anthony Davis are the 2 frontrunners as of right now. Cat is maybe even more of a snub than Devin Booker. Drop your thoughts in the comment section down below. KarlAnthony Towns is a great 3-point shooter. He shoots over 40% from 3. That's why Cat is the second snub of the day. Our next snub is Bradley Beal. He is averaging 29 points a game, but yet again, the Wizards suck. He has been an all-star the last 2 seasons, and he's averaging 3 more points per game than the last year. As I said, he keeps improving, and it's just confusing to me when players keep improving and they've been all-stars previous years, why they just suddenly aren't an all-star anymore. It's similar to KarlAnthony Towns, but for a guard. It's just really confusing to me, to be honest. Bradley Beal is a great ISO player. As I said, one of the best scorers in the NBA at 29 points per game. I think that's top 5 in the NBA. 29 points per game. That is really, really hard to do. And lots of these snubs have been calling out the NBA for not getting in. Devin Booker said, quote, put the best players in the game, end quote. And many other players deserved it as well. But Bradley Beal just deserves to get in. I'm sure you agree too. That's why he comes in at our third snub. Moving on to our fourth snub, we have Zach LaVine, who is just starting to make his mark in the NBA these last 2 seasons, although this one isn't as significant as the other 2. Zach LaVine in his early career was just known as a pure dunker, winning back-to-back dunk contests, averaging like 10 points a game. But this year, he has really emerged, averaging over 25 points per game, and really the only bright spot on the Chicago Bulls right now. And the Bulls are not a good team at all, but that's not Zach LaVine's fault. They literally have no pieces around Zach LaVine. Chris Dunn has been disappointing, and overall, the coaching staff isn't the greatest by any stretch of the imagination. LaVine isn't the reason why they are one of the worst teams in the NBA. As I said, he's an amazing dunker, won multiple slam dunk contests, and a very entertaining player to watch. But all that leads to one main point. I'm confused, especially on this one, because the All-Star game is in Chicago, and obviously he is on the Bulls. Usually the NBA likes to have one hometown guy that will represent the city that the All-Star game is in, and I think Zach LaVine would be the perfect guy to do that. He's super entertaining, a really good dunker, and I just think he fits the All-Star game perfectly, and I feel like he's the type of guy that they would let win the All-Star game MVP because it is the team he plays for. But I guess that Anthony Davis is kind of filling that void because he is from Chicago. But nonetheless, Zach LaVine's a great player, and a lot of people just don't know how good he is just because he has ascended so much this season. Another guy that improved a lot, and it's surprising because usually they want to include the guys that have improved a lot in the All-Star game, but I guess not. That's why Zach LaVine is a snub in my opinion. Moving on to our last snub, it is Ja Morant. And don't worry guys, I have a bunch of honorable mentions after Ja Morant. Ja Morant is leading the Grizzlies to around the 8th seed right now in the Western Conference, and in my opinion, he is winning Rookie of the Year. The Grizzlies were not a team that anyone wanted to watch last season, and now they're actually not that bad. They made some moves at the trade deadline, and I could easily see them being 7th seed, and maybe in a couple of seasons when Ja keeps on improving, being a top 5 team in the Western Conference. He gets everyone involved. He is a great passer and just a great guy for the All-Star game in general. He's a great dunker. I'm sure you've seen all of his dunk highlights like over Kevin Love, Aaron Baines. He plays like a guy at the playground. He's a perfect All-Star game player, and I'm surprised the coaches didn't vote him in. I don't really think they like putting rookies in the All-Star game. I don't know. I feel like they just don't do it that much, even if the numbers back it up. In my opinion, he should have made it over CP3, as well as Devin Booker and a bunch of other guys that I didn't add on this list. But I mean, I'm not really mad at this one. Ja Morant is a great player, and he's a rookie, so he's obviously going to make All-Star games in the future. But as of now, I will still say Ja Morant is a snub. Moving on to our honorable mentions, our first honorable mention is Paul George. Now this isn't due to his play at all, because he has only played 28 games this season. He had a big injury at the beginning of the season that silenced him for a long time, and he just got injured once again recently, but now he's okay. It's literally nothing to do with his stats. Obviously, if he played the whole season, he would be in, just like every year. But this year, he did not play that many games, and that's why he is our first honorable mention. Our next one is Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown improved a lot, and he's averaging 20+ points per game, but he just missed the cutoff in my opinion. He is a super young player, and if he got in, that would be the 3rd Celtic All-Star they have. They already have Kemba Walker, well-deserved, and Jason Tatum, who is a little bit better than Jaylen Brown, but not by much. Jaylen Brown, in my opinion, does not do a lot other than score. He is a scorer, and that's why I think he didn't get into the All-Star game. He doesn't rebound or assist enough, and that's why I didn't get into the game. I can definitely see him making it in the next 2 years, though, for sure. The Celtics have a lot of great young talent. Another honorable mention is Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso has been putting up monster numbers this season, and obviously he is one of the best players in the NBA. Alex Caruso got snubbed for sure, but I just put him on his honorable mentions, and he is helping the Lakers have the best record in the Western Conference. Moving on to our last honorable mention, we have Taco Fall. He has some of the best per 36-minute numbers I've ever seen. He is averaging like 42 points and 20 boards a game when looking at per 36 minutes. He is an amazing young talent, and Alex Caruso and Taco Fall were snubbed for sure, in my opinion. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to slam that subscribe button because I upload NBA content just like this video every single Wednesday and Saturday, keeping you updated on the news and storylines in the NBA. Make sure to drop a like on this video. Let's try to hit 10 likes. I know you can do it. That means you, yes you, please drop a like for me. If you want to watch more of my content, I'm leaving an end screen right when this video finishes to 2 of my previous videos that I recommend, so make sure to check those out. And obviously guys, I was kidding on the Alex Caruso and Taco Fall, so please don't take me seriously. It was purely a joke. I hope you have a great rest of your day. It's been Story of Sam, and I'm out.